professional achievements, Bimal is committed to social impact, creating jobs for the undeserved regions, founding the Ankuran Foundation for STEM education, and supporting the various NGO and sustainability initiatives. A respected voice in the industry, he frequently speaks in the global forums, sharing insights on the innovation and the future of AECO sector, exemplifying a blend of professional excellence and social responsibility and visionary leadership. Welcome, sir, to our leadership lecture series. We look forward to learn a lot of things from you as you share your journey after your days from the IIT Kharagpur and then from IIM Lucknow. I will start with some brief questions and then we can take questions from the audience and we can also love to hear from you, sir. To start some of the questions, like from your journey and leadership, like Pinnacle Biotech has grown into a global ACO leader under your leadership. What are the key milestones and challenges you faced while scaling the company to its current stature?
Siddharth, first of all, I must thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences with my dear friends. It is a great honor. So when I completed my engineering from Kharagpur in 87, after that I did my MBA from IIM, and in 1990, I started my corporate journey again. And while I was working in a management consultancy firm, so towards the end of 1990, within 6 months, I became very, very uncomfortable. I thought that I was getting boxed. I had to consult a psychiatrist. I was almost, gone case at that time. And then I realized that I had a different brain wiring. I wanted to fly. So I left the job. And in 1991, I started my entrepreneurial journey. And I did not have any plans or vision, to be honest, at that time. I just knew that I wanted to do something different, something innovative. And at that time, the computers were getting introduced in our ecosystem in a big way. So we had, and those times computers were very costly and only big institutes or colleges could only afford it. So there was a huge requirement for computer training. So 1991, I started with a computer training center in Durgapur from a rented apartment, 2-bedroom apartment with 5 people and a small capital from my father. Slowly, I started giving training because Durgapur being my hometown, I started from my hometown. It was the easiest thing to do. And Durgapur being an industrial town with a lot of engineering colleges and industries, we had a lot of engineers there. We started training these engineering students. So I became a authorized training center for Autodesk. And we would give training to all the corporates. And we had Ari College at that time in Durgapur. So there was a huge demand. But there was no internet at that time. So the only thing we could do was give a local training. All my friends were all abroad because I was from electronics department. So most of my friends were in US. And I used to always envy them, felt very bad that I was still in a small town. But in 1998, when the internet opened up, the whole world changed. So I went to US to attend a conference, Autodesk conference, and I realized that in US, people were crying for engineering services. There was a queue. If you could draw, if you could design, if you could make drawings, people were waiting for weeks. And we had in India, I had a pool of talent whom we had trained, and they could do this job easily. So it was a good timing for me. 1998, we started. Then the internet just happened at that time. And we started giving these services to the US market. So US was my first destination, and even today, more than 50% of our work is in US. And imagine what a leverage it was. In US, it was dollars, and I think at that time, $1 was almost 30 or 40 rupees. And there was huge opportunity. So I was making happy both the sides. The US was very happy; they were getting work done instantly in a day, 24 hours, 48 hours. And our people were very happy. They were getting a global exposure. They're getting nice engineering work. And it kept growing. And we focused on my sector. There were a lot of opportunities which came as we went along. But I think the focus kept us on the same path. And slowly we went global from one country to second country to third country. We opened our offices in 8 countries today. We have operations, our physical operations in 8 countries with our team. And we are serving now more than 43 countries worldwide. So it has been an amazing journey. And I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I still remember the book "I Want to Fly" by Captain Gopinath. It's a very beautiful movie, and you are also very high in the sky. And we do someday look forward for a very similar experience. Uh, yeah, thank you. Yes, then it's a very enlightening experience of yours, sir. Now, Pinnacle has contributed to iconic projects like the FIFA World Cup, the Dubai airport expansion. Can you share some memorable experience or the lesson learned from some of these working on some of such high-profile projects?
Absolutely. You see, one thing that I got from IIT Kharagpur was belief, confidence. You see, when I studied from Durgapur, I studied from a government school, and it was Kendriya Vidyalaya from class 1 to 12. And like a small town boy, I also studied, but I never dreamt, I never thought that I could do anything, honestly. In fact, in my city, a lot of my friends who later on joined IITs and other places, they were from convent schools. They used to speak fluent English and use all those words. And like I used to feel so, what should I say, insecure, or, felt so dissatisfied that, I'm nobody. But once I came to KGP, it, it gave me a belief that now when I met the best and the brightest of the country, then I realized that, I am no less than anybody else. And the learnings, the teachings, the experience at Kharagpur, you know, I'll come to that later on, how it impacted my life. That gave me the belief that I can go and do anything in the world. So let's tell you some very crazy incidents. So when we started our journey, we also obviously were doing engineering design. And in 2015, in 2014, the world's highest tower, the largest, tallest building in the world, was coming up in Saudi Arabia. It was 1.1 kilometer tall. It had 165 floors. And we were invited to bid for the complete MEP engineering of that building. Can you imagine? You have to design the complete air conditioning, electrical, ELV, security, audio, plumbing of a building which is 165 floors. So my colleague was there with the client, and he called me. I was in my office in Durgapur. He called me, Bimal, can we do this project? So that was a very funny question. So I immediately assembled my team. There were almost 10 of them. We had not even done a 3-storied building in our life. through engineering. And they were talking of the tallest building in the world. So I told my team, guys, can we do it? There was a pin drop of silence. And finally, somebody said, sir, if somebody in the world can do it, we can also do it. And it was an international competition because it was in Saudi Arabia. So many companies were bidding for it. And we won the contract. And that was 9.9 million real contract in 2014, almost $3 million. And when I see that contract, even today, I get scared on the scope of the work. But friends, my team made it happen. We designed, we did 2 MEP engineering on that project. And it really shows that you can do anything. Same thing came up with the Lusail Stadium. In 24th April 2017, again, we were called for the stadium project. It was one of the world's largest stadium, 92,000 spectators, fully air-conditioned stadium. Again, my team, they said, yes, we will do it. And we are fortunate to get that project. Like that, we have done so many iconic projects today, whether it's the biggest airport in the world, whether it's the tallest building in the world, the biggest stadium in the world, the biggest hospital in the world. The team has been able to do it. So I think self-belief and confidence is extremely important that to do anything. There's nothing, Anupam Kher has said, kuch bhi ho sakta hai. You can do anything. If we can reach to the moon and if we can have a driverless car, which is unbelievable, even if somebody tells me that man has gone to the moon and come back, I still won't believe it. So there were very great moments. And let me tell you, some of these orders were more than our revenue in that year. See, the Lusail order to start with was 24 million Qatari riyal. And my yearly revenue was much less than that. Still, we took up that project. And we did it with flying colors. So it has been some incredible journey. I don't know if somebody was helping me from the stars. I don't know.
So thank you, sir. As they tell, the shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you will land up among the stars from the Norman Vincent Peale. So your journey has been really good as I was listening now, in taking projects of such big dimensions and then executing them. Maybe the honesty, the sincerity with the whosoever inserted the project, that what helped in getting the further projects. It is a really a very enlightening experience. So how has technology, especially BIM, that building information modeling, transformed the AECO industry? And what role Pinnacle has played during this transformation?
So if you look at the data, you see our industry, which is architectural engineering, construction and operations industry, in last 50 years, our technology productivity, the productivity in the industry has increased only by 1% per year. And this is McKinsey study. Whereas if you look at the comparative data, the manufacturing industry has grown by 3.6%. IT industry has grown by more than 5% productivity per year. Agriculture has grown more than 3 to 4% per year. But in our industry, the productivity has grown less than 1% per year. So you can imagine that it is an industry where the technology adoption is the lowest. So therefore, it was very important for us. There's a huge opportunity because the opportunity is really where there is unsaturated market. It's a blue ocean. And it's a $1 trillion industry all over the world. So that is why we kept our focus on this industry, because we realized roti, kapda, makan. These three, whatever you may do, these three industry cannot change. That will have to grow. As long as the world's population will increase, as long as our wants increase. So we realized this technology is really not adopted here, and it had to happen. You cannot, the disruption, nobody can stop it. The technology is neutralizer. It will neutralize you if you don't adopt it, if you don't partner it. So from the very beginning, we focused on R&D, we focused on innovation, we focused on creating a lot of our own applications to improve the technology, like to whatever the solutions were available, we worked on the top of it. And in India, we have great talent, there's no doubt about it. And so we were very lucky to focus on that, and that has really given us rich dividends. Today, we are really happy, that we are able to prove to the world that the Indian engineering is the best.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Like you rightly told, innovation. Like as Stevie Jobs tells, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Uh, and so, sir, what steps you do take at Pinnacle, which fosters a culture of innovation, and what advice you would like to give to the aspiring entrepreneurs to the tech space or the AECO industry?
Thanks for asking me that. See, if you ask me what is the real success, secret sauce behind the success of any entrepreneur? See, first of all, of course, the self belief is very, very important. I think anybody, see how I got the tallest building in the world and I was no way qualified for that job, no way qualified for the job. See, it's your body language. It's your confidence, you don't have to tell him that I've done 100-story building. But you have to show, and your confidence comes. You can't act for a long time. It comes from what you are and what you have done and what team you have. So the values in your organization, the value system in your organization, the culture that you have built in your organization is the most important thing. In our organization, I could not have said yes if my team was not ready, because they had to do the work, not me. So we have built a culture in the organization where we allow them to think, we have really allowed them to experiment, to fail. They are free to adopt technologies, to scan the environment, see what it works. I have got a dedicated team now which works on this technology. If you wouldn't believe it, we have a reward for the guy who has the best wish list. You have to wish that what you want. You want to, like, for example, my son, he wants to build a house on the moon. That's his wish in it, and he wants to do it in 20 years. And I think it's possible. Can you imagine? So in our company, we have continuously wish list coming from my team. So everybody is working. So can I convert these 10 mouse clicks into one? How can I do that? Can I do this? How can I do that? So you have to develop that culture in the organization where you are continuously telling people to innovate, to challenge them, and you have to reward people for those innovation. And once that culture develops in the organization, it multiplies. So it's not lip service. You have to actually do it, and you have to make people feel it, that yes, the company values innovation, rewards innovation.
Yeah, thank you, sir. These are one of the beautiful things I have heard. Like, who has the best wish list is rewarded. And it's one of the very beautiful way of seeing things. As Roosevelt tells, like Nailu, as believing in yourself, like believe you are there, you can, and maybe you're halfway already to your goals. Maybe when you have taken the projects, you and your team, they could execute a project of such massive dimensions without any maybe a previous experience in such humongous projects. Now, something about the social impact, sir. Now, you have started the Ankuran Foundation. What motivated you to establish the Ankuran Foundation, and how do you see it impacting the STEM education in India?
I'm glad you asked this. Siddharth, what has happened is over the years, the quality of education in India has gone down like crazy. If you go to the schools today, it is completely rote learning. It's the quality of the faculty, the school teachers, the lab, the equipments is simply not there. If you ask some very fundamental, so forget colleges are even worse. So when I hire, recruit people, and when I ask questions on electrical and mechanical engineering, it is shocking. They don't even know an electrical engineer that the AC current, what is the x-axis and y-axis, and whether we need a thicker wire because it's an AC current. An electrical engineer. So how to, and we have a demographic dividend. 64% of our people today are of working age. 65%, in fact. What that means is 65% of our population can work. How many of them are able to get the work? Very less. Why? Because they're not qualified. They don't know much. The industry requirements and their education is very different. So what we have done is, it happened with my children. When they're studying in the school, my daughter, she said, I'm going to leave science. I said, why? But I thought that if you don't like science, in fact, somebody famous has said, it's not my quote, then you did not have a good science teacher. How could you not like physics, chemistry, biology? So then I realized that what we did in our school time, we experimented every Ohm's law, everything. We went to the physics lab, biology lab. We did the experiments. We cut the mouse, the cockroaches, the frogs. We used to see the heart pumping, the lungs, operations, everything we did ourselves. So then this Ankuran Foundation we started, where we said, let's set up a lab. So in Durgapur, I was fortunate. That's how we started. We set up a big physics lab, chemistry lab, biology lab. We had some bright faculty, and we created 900 questions. 900 experiments, and almost 600, 700 we are catering to the books, but 300 were beyond that. Make you think, curiosity, what happens. So with this, it was a great success because we then invited all the schools to send their students to our lab. And most of the schools in anywhere, especially the government schools, they 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 were very happy to send their students to us. So we have every day in the morning hours 3 sessions of 1.5 hours each, where different schools send their students, and we give them those. They do their experiment. They even send their teachers also along with them. And you should see the excitement in these boys and girls. Now you ask them, what do you want to become? They all want to learn science. They all want to do this. And again, crazy. They don't want to just become engineers. Some want to become scientists. Some want to become space. This, that. So doing is believing, right? And with that, and I'm very happy that Ramesh Venkatraman from our batch, he joined me as a trustee and in Ankuran Foundation. And now the Tamil Nadu government, once they heard about it, they said, okay, come. In fact, the education secretary came down to our place to see from Chennai to Durgapur, and today they gave us land for 30 years in Madurai and in Trichy, and we are setting up the Ankuran Center. Now we have plans to go pan India. I'll share the link with all of you. And I think, and in fact, some of our alumni members, they have even agreed. They said, okay, why don't you set up in my town from where I studied now, and he's in Houston. In fact, Ashok Da, Ashok Desarkar, who is I think still the president of our alumni association, he said, Bimal, I also want to do something for my town, which made me everything. And I sent him the proposal, and he said, yes, let's talk. So this is very exciting time. We plan to open this because this demographic dividend that I was talking about, if they don't know uh, what is current and what is light, and if they don't have the basic fundamentals, or if we don't ignite their mind to think, then we are in trouble. It will become a demographic disaster instead of demographic dividend. So that was the thought
Yeah,
behind
thank you, sir.
Ankuran. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. We would also like to visit these labs, maybe with some of us with our kids, and maybe we can learn something about them. Because I agree with you that today's school education, it is so stressful, and the course content has increased tremendously. I still remember from my IIT days, and when last year my daughter was applying for that course content has tremendously increased. But how much do they learn actually experimenting the things? That's why where maybe the Ankuran Foundation has come in, and we do love to visit some of these places if opportunity comes in, sir. Sir, you have
Please,
created thousands of
no,
jobs
I
in the
invite.
smaller cities like Durgapur.
Sorry. See, not just visit,
Yes,
come and take classes. Maybe you will reinvent, you'll remember your back to school days, maybe. In fact, a lot of friends from KGP, they have agreed, and I'm going to catch them now to come and spend a day or two, inspect, maybe relearn and do things. Sorry, sorry, you
Thank you,
said
sir.
something.
Not only thank you, sir, for the offer. I will also request all the alumni who are attending today's webinar with Vimal sir. Please visit any of the labs and take classes and be a part of the process. I feel that's how we can maybe learn also and maybe guide also with the future generations. We will surely do that, sir. Uh, Sir, now you see, now you have started in a small steel township like Durgapur, which is a tier 2 city. Normally, in IT, whenever we think Bangalore comes to our mind or Silicon Valley comes to our mind, but now and you have created thousands of jobs. And today, if I see Bangalore, mini India, now it has more problems because travel, the commuting cost, the other cost. So how do you see these two tier 2 and tier 3 cities? Again, comparing you with Captain Gopinath, I still remember when his airline started, he used to take most of these airline staff from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities because they won't leave and maybe they are more serious about this thing. So how do you see, sir, the employees from these tier 2 and tier 3 cities compared to maybe of some of the IT organizations in big cities like Bangalore or Silicon Valley or some of the other places? How their
I'm glad you asked.
skill set and how do you see all this?
I'm glad you asked this question, and I would love to share my experiences. To be honest, when I started Durgapur, it was not with a strategy because it was my hometown. It was the easiest thing to start from your hometown to fight your war from your home. But slowly I realized that if you look at these metro cities, 65 to 70% of the people in these metro cities, the employees, come from the tier 2, tier 3, and the villages. So imagine these same bright students or employees, they go to Bangalore or Chennai or Mumbai, 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours, 3 hours, they waste commuting. They spend 20% of their salary just on the housing and the commuting. So if stay with the with the infrastructure that is there in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, some quality of life you have to compromise, but if you see what the education is very good in the tier 2 tier 3 cities. So I purposely, after Durgapur, I decided that I'm not going to go to the big cities. So our next center was in Jaipur in 2017, and 3 years back we started in Madurai, of no places, Madurai. Because you see, Madurai, and when we started Madurai, I even gave an instruction to the team that you're not going to hire anybody who has got a residence in Chennai. Hire only people who are in 200-kilometer radius of Madurai. from tier 2, tier 3, and villages. So, and today we have built 2,500 people in Madurai. So, anyway, our college education is not worth even mentioning. So, we are not getting anything from the colleges. We are anyway having a huge orientation program of 3 months. Everybody we hire, we have to train them. In fact, companies like HCL, they have started a Tech B program where they hire students only from class 12 and train them. They don't even care about their graduation. So I believe the tier 2, tier 3 cities, and with the now the connectivity of the air connectivity to most of these cities, I think we need to decongest our metros. We need to build up more tier 2, tier 3 cities infrastructure. And trust me, it is, and I'm not paying less salary than metro. Don't take me that I'm saving costs. No, I'm paying. Today, people are smart. They won't work in your company because you are in a metro. They compare the salaries with everywhere. So it is not the money which you are saving. It's the loyalty of the people, the commitment of the people, the time that they save, and those who come from the smaller backgrounds, the loyalty is very high. So it's, if I sometimes when I interact with my employees in Madurai, or any place, in fact, I'm proud to tell you that 70 to 80% of my employees, it is their first job. 70 to 80%. In fact, Rajesh has been very kind enough to give training to our people for the last so many years, developing them. GS Rajesh, thank you. So, so what they need is platform. What they need is enabling them. Make them believe that you can do the tallest building in the world. You can do the biggest stadium in the world. You can do the biggest airport in the world. We can. So I think gradually people are realizing the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Yes, your building costs are lower in tier 2, tier 3 cities. In Madurai, I had a 35-acre campus. I cannot even think of 35 kattha campus in Chennai, right? So imagine, we are like royally, we are staying, we are having cricket ground, we are having all types of facilities in our all the, we own all our campuses, and all facilities are there. They play cricket morning, then they go work, then there's a gym, there's a music room, there's a dance room. Enjoy your life.
So, excellent, sir. It is an excellent work-life balance because in most of the corporate jobs today, there's hardly any time, especially in the metro cities, because it's almost 3 to 3.5 hours is spent commuting, and then we're totally tired, and maybe 9 hours hardly. And this time we get maybe in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and also you're correct, sir. This also helps in decongesting the cities because reducing the cost of the infrastructure. And with today's great connectivity we are having, where we are having the infrastructure does not effectively matters because you're connected with very high speed internet. Sir, some of the personal insights and the alumni connection. Now, as a fellow IIT Kharagpur alumnus, I love to hear about your memorable experience from IIT KGP, and how do you see it shapes your career in the leadership style?
Oh, it's an amazing journey. As I said in the beginning, that when I landed up first time in Kharagpur, I was very scared. As if you have been thrown, a small fish has been thrown into a tank of sharks. I thought these all brilliant people coming from all over the country, the best and the brightest, is going to just swallow me. I was not even sure whether I'll be able to survive. But I think I can't even pronounce that word, R word, today, because that is even pronouncing is illegal. But I think that was a great, according to me, that was really the thing which welcomed me to Kharagpur. The seniors were really nice. We never, the environment we got. the teamwork that we learned, the annual day that we celebrated in the hostels in Azad, where, for Diwali, we used to decorate the hostel with all the diyas, no electric lighting. In Kharagpur, there used to be competition between the various halls and who could win it. It used to be a very prestigious event. The annual days, where for weeks you had to work hard, all those, the 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 victory processions that we used to do. I think that was amazing. See, when I was in school, to be honest, I was just in fact, I come from such a humble background that I did not have recourse to any of these games. So first time I saw a TV in my life. First time I saw a playing a tape recorder in my life. First time I saw so many things which I've never seen in my life, and I think the the whole KGP system is excellent in building all your leadership skills, all your teamwork skills, how to work with each other, how to share notes. If you miss the classes intentionally or unintentionally, how do you cover it up? Uh, it was great. And I think the first year of KGP, I must say that, at that time, I used to think, why are they teaching me electrical engineering? Why are they teaching me structural engineering and Timoshenko and economics and all those subjects? We somehow, but today I realize that those first year classes were really uh, they're really nice, because that is helping me today. I know what is electrical motor and and everything, because the electrical engineering was the most difficult department at KGP in our times. I don't know what is the case now. They are really brutal teachers at that time. You had to do all your labs, and you couldn't even copy. They would catch you. So thanks to KGP, it gave me a solid uh, background. The engineering drawing, I still remember. I don't know whether I got C or D in that, but my whole life is dependent on engineering drawing today. So, if a slanting cone is rotating, then what is this? It was like tan totally at that time. But I now realize that those fundamentals that KGP taught us, that was humongous in our life, and the faculty in the department, trust me. When I talk to the electronics, I'm from electronics department, and I ask very simple questions to people: that what is analog and what is digital? Why a digital sound is better than analog sound? Why is digital technology better than analog technology? 98% of the students cannot answer. Electronics engineer that I interview. And this is what Professor Mascara and all those professors, they taught us in our college. And I still have very vivid memories of, I've forgotten almost everything, but the fundamentals, I can tell you, it still has remained in the brain, ingrained into the brain. And it's a great learning.
Yeah, sir, thank you. Sir, now, did you had any mentors which played a significant role in your journey? And what advice do you have for the young IIT Kharagpur graduates who also aspire to being entrepreneurs in their fields? As a matter of fact, we now have a specific entrepreneurship cell at IIT Kharagpur. Even at our times when I passed out, there was no such cell, but there is now. So, what advice you would like to give to the young IIT Kharagpur graduates? And do you had any mentors who guided you, sir?
So, if you say mentors, it's very difficult to point a single person. Of course, we had a lot of mentors throughout my life. You learn from everybody. Yes, there are people who influence you in your thinking. If you look at that way, for example, say Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs, for example, of course, I'm nobody in compared to him. So in the back of my room, there is a famous quote from him that I'm not here to be nice to my employees. I'm not here to nice to be you or to all employees. I am here to make you better. So Somaresh is, for example, my role model. I would say that a mentor, because few years back he told me to read some books. What got you here will not get you there. Power of less. So Somaresh would send me all these list of books, and it opened my eyes. See, in the beginning of your entrepreneurial career, see, you lead everything. You are on the war front. Because you are the best guy in your team. You are the guy with the passion, with the craziness, madness, and the people are following you. But after a stage that comes into in your life, then you have to switch gears. Now you have to sit back and let the team take over. So at various stages of my life, I think various people have influenced me, and I'm learning every day. I love to travel to different sites. I've been to travel to more than 60 countries. And I love to go to every site, whether it's airport, whether it's stadium. And it helps me to understand my customer. What are their pains? What Akio Morita said, the Sony founder, that is it. The customers don't know what they need. They're stupid. I know what they need. See, sometimes we even don't know. If you see iPod and all the creations of Apple, there was no need. But this great man, he realized that no, this can make our life better. This Walkman, for example, when the Walkman, sorry, I know there's some, but I can't help. I know, we are very learned and distinguished people in this group. So when the Walkman was initially designed, so they had a market survey. Sony conducted a market survey on Walkman, and it was found out that Walkman will be a disaster. Don't launch it. Nobody wants a Walkman. And it was I think, till today, it was the most successful launch of any product. So, mentors is not just people. Everybody in your life, your employees, your site, your customers, you learn from everybody. You have to be open minded. Your children, your small kids, you learn from all.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I would really request you to please come and join the foundation. Maybe that may help you or us to learning from you, and also you can guide many of the aspiring uh, recent Kharagpur graduates when they connect to the foundation, how they should go about their life. Some
One
quick
more
questions,
thing,
sir.
Siddharth,
Yeah,
one more thing I must tell, to aspiring entrepreneurs. Okay, you asked the question. I think I did not answer it completely. See, a lot of people come to me and ask me that I want to become an entrepreneur. So very good. Why do you want to become an entrepreneur? They tell me that I want to become my own boss. I don't want to work under anybody. Then, what is my answer? Then he said, please don't get into entrepreneurship. Because when you become an entrepreneur, everyone's a boss. You have to plead to everybody, don't leave my company. You're the hardest, you have to listen to everybody. See, in a job, there is only one boss. At home, there is only one boss. But when you become an entrepreneur, everybody is your boss, especially till you become very successful. So I want to tell the people that, okay, and lots of people think that startup means it has to be done from the college itself. I will never get a chance. No. You see many successful startups. There was a great books which are written. I was reading at the book that I think it's only 18% of the people start early in their career, the startups. You don't have to start early. You start an enterprise not because you have to do it, but because you have an idea, you have a team, you have a business model, you know how to execute it, you're willing to put your skin in it, you are willing to. It's a very troublemaking business. Just Narayan Murthy, we have seen only the success of Narayan Murthy. Ask him what sacrifices he has made. Ask Sudha Murthy that he was not at home for months. So, so please, you get into entrepreneurship only when, not like me, when I was not prepared. I just jumped into it because I said, I don't want to work under a boss. That was a very wrong. I was lucky. I was very lucky that I got the right. Yeah, like Debuda is saying, he did it, his first startup at 50 and second one at 50. So, sir, I've seen, I went to Israel, I was invited there. At the age of 65, he is doing startups. It is never too late. There's a book called Super Founders. Yeah, I now remember. So please advise to the people. I think now guys are taking it crazy. In the school level, they've started teaching entrepreneurship, and even at class 8 to 10, we are just poisoning their mind. Let them grow. Let them enjoy their life. Let them learn. When the right time comes, then you will be you and then do it. There's no right age for that.
Yeah, thank you. The book Super Founders by I think Ali Tamasev may
Yes.
be
Yes. Right.
helpful to maybe learn some of the maybe the final instances of the entrepreneurship and the other connected factors. Sir,
Absolutely.
yeah, now in a single line, what is your leadership mantra?
So my leadership mantra would be, see, you are the captain of the ship. So you have to inspire confidence in the team. You have to make them believe that yes, we can together do it. Number one. And number two, enable them to do it. Create the platform, create the environment to make them do it. So give them the confidence, inspire them, and enable them. I think that is leadership.
Thank you, sir. You have been telling US is one of your biggest markets. Like with the recent reciprocal tariffs coming in or being planned to come in maybe as early as next month, how do you see it challenges maybe Pinnacle or the other IT industries of India?
See, President Trump has not touched services. He knows that Google and Microsoft and Meta. I think Elon Musk is very smart. He has not touched the H-1B visa. In fact, they are making it more liberal. So they know that that they need smart people. So I don't think, and they need good services to have their leadership. So I don't think we are threatened at all. Yes, as far as manufacturing items are concerned, yes, there could be a challenge because uh, US wants to bring back the manufacturing into their own in their own country. But otherwise, I think our service industry is definitely doing great. But yes, it's a big lesson to all of us that don't put all your eggs or a lot of eggs in one basket. And we are very happy. In fact, today, as a de-risking strategy, we have now offices. See, last year, in fact, US was not doing well at all. In fact, we did less business in US, but we did double or triple business in Middle East, in Singapore. So you have to de-risk yourself because globally you'll always have some regions doing better, growing fast, some regions not doing so well. Even in US, if you look at states, different states, they don't behave the same way. Like Florida, for example, was like thriving like anything because the whole construction was happening in Florida. A lot of people moving to Florida, Texas. Washington State, for example, did miserable because everybody was leaving. It was work from home. So the demand for offices, residents went down in Washington State. So you have to diversify your portfolio. You have to definitely, more the foundations you have, the safer you are.
Sir, with so many activities, I don't know how much free time are you having, and with also these social activities. So, how do you enjoy doing in your free time, and how do you unwind with all this stress and all these activities.
You know, I have a very favorite audio which is lying on my desktop. I would like to play it. It's a very small one, very cute one. I hope you can understand this audio. Now, could you hear this?
No, no sound is not coming.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. See, that was a. I'm really sorry. I mean, that was a voice. Okay, I have to share that. Then only
Yes,
probably.
you can send me your WhatsApp. I can play it from my
Okay,
device.
okay. Let me send you. So it is. It was a moment. You know what I have lost in my life is. When I was young, and my children, they were small, and when I used to come back from my office, they had gone to sleep, and when I wake up, they had gone to the school, and even weekends I miss them. It was a very tough life. So I I really let me send this. I really want that to play. This is
You send it to me, I'll play it. Sir.
yeah. I'll just send it to you. Just a sec. Did you get it?
Yeah, I have received it. I'll just play it. It's not opening. I'll try to play.
I
So
think
I'll
we
try
can
to
share it
download
later.
some
Yeah.
app.
Yeah. So the point I'm
Yeah.
trying to make is that, my wife Sapna and my kids have been very, very supportive. My family, my brother, my parents, and I've been very unkind to them because when they really needed me, I was not there. See, I can make up with my wife, because after some years, we will have all the time. But with my children, now they don't have time for me. I have to, I have to ask for appointments with my kids because they're too busy in their lives. So I don't know how to make up for that. But yes, the life is you have to balance your life. It's very important. And I think as an entrepreneur, probably I should have switched to, what got you here will not take you there bit early. But that's a big lesson in my life that you have to build great teams, you have to have great people, and you have to, as soon as your model is well established, your business is well established, it's on a growth path, then you have to take a back seat. So, so what I do, again, your question was what I do apart from this. So there are a couple of things, my wish list of my life. Number one is, of course, Ankuran. I think this is a great venture. And yeah, sorry.
Oh. Sir,
had come to your room to explore.
Please go home now, and because I have some urgent questions to ask you. Please find out this answer that what is gravity, who founded it, and how. Thank you. It is a test, and it is a test from us.
So it was a very cute one from my son. He was in probably class 3 or 4. So he would not find me at home. So he came to my office, and unfortunately I was not there in my room also. So he recorded the message. I had a recording machine at that time. There was no cell phone also. So I used to record like clients' voices or something like that. So he recorded in that, and I kept it for my life, to prove my guilt. So he comes and tells me that Dad, I came to your room with my sister, but you're not there. So I have a very urgent question for you. What is a gravity and who founded it? And it is a test for you. So I really miss that. I think that's a bit sad part of the being entrepreneur, but then it is okay. So coming back to my hobby, so Ankuran is going to be one of the thing. Second is astrology. And again, why I'm saying this now, because I know many of you have these hobbies, and I would like to connect to those people who are connected to that. And why astrology? Probably since it's Kharagpur team, that's why I can say that. Probably a very interesting story. So when I joined KGP in 83, that was, I think, May or June. In July, I started classes, everything well settled. I had the room, friends, everything. And in July, I vanished for a month. Where I went? I went to Arjikar Medical College. And because I got both engineering and medical. And I went to Arjikar Medical College, and I got a hostel room there. I started attending the classes. I even dissected a dead body. I bought all the books. I started attending the classes. And then suddenly a trivial incident happened after a month. The trivial incident, because in Bengal the unions are very strong, right? The student unions especially are very trivial, and they started, protesting. And the college principal said, "Cyanide close. All the students leave the hostel." So after 1 month, then I said, what to do? I wanted to go home. So from Archikar, those who know Calcutta, I went to the station to catch my train back to Durgapur, because I had decided I'll become a doctor. But I just missed the train. But from Howrah to Kharagpur, there is every 10 minutes there was a train. I said, what to do? I missed the train to Durgapur. So let me go to Kharagpur. Let me say hello to all the friends and come back. So I went there. And fortunately, the next day was Janmashtami or something, next day or after the day. And the kind of celebrations we had for Janmashtami in the hostel, I forgot my medical college. And I stayed back. I don't know how many of my friends know this story. Otherwise, actually I have both the admit cards of, my attendance was going on at both the colleges at the same time. So I want to explore this world of astrology, that, what is destiny, what is things. So I know a lot of people, it's a scientific study that needs to be done. I'm not saying it is right or wrong. So that is one thing I definitely want to do in my life. Yes, I want to make a movie in my life. So a lot of things to do. Let's see what all things we can do.
Thank you. We do really love to see a movie from you, sir. Rather, the first leadership lecture series we start from Mr. Arjun Sen, on whom the movie by Abhishek Bachchan was made. And we do love a similar movie from you. I was just trying your clip because I think it was a quite an old clip. So I just tried the VLC player on that, which played it. I could not stop it. So it went. So it was nice talking to you, sir, for the past almost an hour, and learning about your journey, and the Pinnacle's journey, from since 1991. Uh, sir, and now it's the open house. I will request anyone who may like to put in some questions to Bimal, sir.
you hear me? Can I?
Yes, yes, please, please, we can hear you, sir.
Sir, I have made a few points. Actually, I used to work in the utility sector in Australia, and we had the nationwide rollout of various utilities improvements and all that, and we achieved essentially the target that nationwide the houses were generating more electricity than they were consuming. But we committed some mistakes on the way, so I thought I'd share with you some of those highlights. One was the LED, solar panels, smart meter, and etc. And the mistakes we made was that we put it all on one circuit. So I'd just like to get your input on things like some of the some of the rhetoric around carbon, and it's a little bit of a very noisy issue, and carbon credits, etc. And B, things like for-profit model, intentional overuse of technology, things like having the entire house's circuit on one circuit, and therefore the whole solar panel goes to waste. And so essentially what happened in Australia was that all the houses were generating more electricity, and over a couple of years, the refrigerators and the TVs and all that stuff, air conditioning started taking more electricity, and the whole initiative went to waste. So I was proposing to put it on a separate circuit, but that didn't happen. So I'd like to get your thoughts on these matters.
Of course, you see, again, that's a problem of the design. Today, we are designing buildings with zero energy. Ultimately, that is the plan. That is where the world is moving. That how can we make a zero energy consumption? So the building project will generate enough energy to sustain itself. So it's again a matter of design. You are right. If you are, you have to take all the precautions, because the solar energy, when it is coming back to your circuit, you have to be very careful to plan that. So yes, your point is well noted. But the world, in fact, there is no doubt today the kind of energy bills that we have, the oil import bill that India has. We need to move towards solar energy, which is the government is moving in a very big way. The solar energy is just costing you, 2.5 rupees per unit, whereas we buy 9 rupees, 11 rupees per unit from the electricity board. So almost 40% of our energy in our campus, we are generating ourselves. So we have reduced to the extent of 60%, but we are increasing it now gradually. So solar systems are becoming also smarter. So definitely it's a good point, and we should do that.
Hey, Bimal, a question for you, because I raised my hand. So
Sure, Devda.
And this is something which is closer to my area of work too, and everybody will ask the same question to you. How do you see AI disrupting your area of work? I just leave it open-ended so you can frame your answer in any way you want.
No,
it
is
could be
disrupting.
people, it could be use of AI. It could be something very different. So your choice.
Devda, in fact, the design aspects, especially the building designs, so the way it's scary, whatever I've seen in the last 6 months. So I tell my people that, guys, now wake up. This is a wake up call. If you think you can continue to have the same business, you're going to be leveled, it will be neutralized. So especially in our sector, definitely it is going to have a major impact. So see, today, that's why we are moving towards digital facilities, because I know engineering will still need it. It's not that AI can do it, but like programming, as I hear that 30 to 40% of the programming is being done by AI now, by the chat GPTs of the world. So similarly, in our industry, also in the engineering sector, it will definitely help. It will reduce the effort. In the architectural sector, like you just tell the AI that I want to design a house, let's say simple house, with 4 bedrooms and this and that, this thing. It will give you, and you give them the criteria, it will give you nice 10 options. So yes, even in construction, anything which is trivial, which is manual, is getting affected, and that's why we are moving towards more value-added services, more items, more towards the more blue ocean where the human intelligence is required. Yes, one has to be, in this dynamic environment. The leaders of every industry has to be very careful, very, very careful. Otherwise, you can be neutralized in 3 years. You'll be
So
finished.
I'll give you one example. This came across my desk, and we have kind of given an RFP, a responded RFP for it. Distribution company selling, say, plumbing parts for a building project now needs help to read a design specification of 1,500 pages with plumbing, match it with the inventory, and create an entire bid, which like totals 500 lines, which a human probably takes about 7 days. So this guy has to submit like 3,000 bids a year. So think about the productivity gain there.
No,
Let's
it
see if
is
I
there.
can get it.
There were a very good example, very good. See, even estimation. Suppose you get
Yeah.
the drawings to bid for a project, right? At present, you have to
Uh,
count how many pumps are there, how many bulbs are there, how many this is there.
exactly.
So you just throw it to the machine. I mean, even doctors, for example, 95% of it will become e-doctor in 5 years.
So so that's why I wanted to hear your perspective.
No,
This was not in
it's
my wheelhouse. I just got it, and I
no,
said like, okay,
no,
man, you can do it.
no, no, Dada. It is impacting, and you have to be very smart to move your services to the safe area where it cannot. And there is no safe area. Only thing is, some will be
No,
disrupted. Too will be disrupted less. So that is, yeah. Again, healthcare is another area where I want to do something in my life, because it is one of the most dirty industry, in fact, everywhere in the world. Those of you who have joined from US, in US, the same medicine which is manufactured in Denmark, the same insulin which is manufactured in Denmark is sold at 8 times the price in US than in India. I don't know why. I cannot believe it. My colleagues in US, I always tell them that whenever I'm coming to US, I ask them what are the medicines you want me to bring to US. 8 times savings. So there is a lot of leverage everywhere.
thank you.
No, you're rightly told, sir. Medicine and this thing. As a matter of fact, this online even consultation like MediBuddy or this thing, it has totally changed. Now most of the consultations maybe can be done by sitting at your home at a very fraction of a cost.
Absolutely true. Absolutely. I think it's a very, very crazy things are going to happen. See what disruption is going to happen in next three
And even if you
years.
see, sir,
Cannot
uh,
imagine.
this time Infocom, I met one group was presenting one entrepreneurship idea. They're studying of the reports, and online the system will tell like which Grok was also doing, and it will tell very correctly, and there is no camouflage there, like what status the disease is in. And I think it is going to come. I don't know, 5 years maybe. I was thinking within a year or so, things are changing so fast. It is so fast. The AI is come up so fast, and maybe things will improve for a better part. Maybe we'll get much more accurate diagnostics, better treatments. What I feel.
It will happen. It will increase the transparency in the world. See, the way
Absolutely.
internet has brought a lot of data, information, you
Yeah.
just tell ChatGPT that I want to buy a car. Tell me this is my requirement, this is my budget. It will give you all the relevant cars, the dealer's name, what is the best price available in the market. I mean, in 15 seconds, I was telling my purchase manager that I don't know whether you change yourself, otherwise ChatGPT is good enough for you.
Sir, I think we should also look forward some kind of a leadership in AI. Like in recently in Bangalore, the IIT center has been opened with all these things, SCV from this thing. In Calcutta also, I feel we have this research park from IIT Kharagpur, and most of the floors are lying empty. maybe with industry leaders like you, we should think of maybe an AI center where this research can go on.
See, Siddhartha, I mean, you have asked me. In fact, I tried to go to KGP and open up a technology center there. In fact, I got together with Autodesk and we had proposed. Somehow it did not materialize. Honestly, I was very disappointed. In fact, there was no IIT Kharagpur just had to give us a space, a room, a big room, and we would have set up a nice technology center, or for which would have helped the civil department and architectural department, electrical department, everybody. That because the kids who are passing out from there, that's why they're going to all investment banks and consultancy companies. Nobody is going to go to engineering. So I know something needs to be done. The system is not so good. I mean,
Sir,
uh,
we will take it up from the foundation also with the IIT Kharagpur management. You see, we also face the issues even for doing the regular jobs with the donations from the alumni. We do face. It is a very bureaucratic kind of a process we have. We'll also take it up, sir, but it will be a very, very good innovative approaches. If with leaders like you, if you can show us the way, it will be very great for everybody. So we have overcrossed the limits of the very nice and interesting lecture from Bimalda. If any more questions or
even some thoughts, some advice, anything would be very welcome. There's so many friends here I can see whom I can recognize in the list, and I know there are a lot of people otherwise on the social media also listening to this. But this is amazing, and it's so to talk to all the people from my KGP, because I owe everything to KGP. There's no doubt about it. Whatever I am today, it is because of KGP system, not just the KGP building, but the people, my friends, my faculty members, what we learned there, the teamwork, the leadership, whatever it was. Even the holiday celebrations taught us so much. The sports, you know, amazing. Rajiv Sadi would call us for, volleyball every day, play kabaddi. I was in the hall kabaddi team. Could not even believe it. So it was very interesting, very, very, very nostalgic moments. Yeah, anything that we can do together, because I keep getting calls from even KGP that students are now facing placement challenges. Definitely, the intakes of many companies are going down, especially the IT and consultancy. You don't need now for even consultancy. There's so much of work. It can just do it by this chat GPTs of the world. You just tell it, it will give you. I mean, I told him prepare my company strategy. My annual plan for this year. And I gave him some data, and it came up with a beautiful strategy. So who needs McKinsey now to prepare a pharmaceutical industry report?
absolutely, absolutely, sir, absolutely. Uh, Sir, it was a very nice listening to your journey over the last almost 90 minutes. If we have any more questions, or I will request any more questions from anybody, sir.
Bimal, may I ask one question?
Yes.
You are based in Durgapur?
Yes, I'm in Durgapur. Yeah, Durgapur is my home. So it is my, I'm glad that it is still my home and it will remain my home.
No, it's great. Then we can be in touch from the foundation side. Yeah.
Oh, yes, definitely. I would love
Yes.
to contribute in any way and every way. From whatever experiences I have, would love to share with the people.
I want to share something regarding Bimal. Around 12 midnight, can you hear me all?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. So just see, one night around 12 midnight, I called him. It got no reply. Then he again called me, and I sent him a congratulation. So he said, "What for, yaar?" Then I called him, "Boss, you don't know? You have been selected for DA." अरे नहीं हो सकता यार, it's just impossible. कैसे होगा यार? I have seen, I have the list with me. So he is so humble. He never uh, thought like uh, even doing such a big thing. uh, He was very down to earth person. So whenever I meet, I always tell my all the friends, just see this guy, where from here, like ground to sun. That is the thing I want to just share.
Kavindra, it is all because of the R word.
Yeah, definitely. That has to be
It
there.
reminds me of those days, it was a leveler, if you think you are a big boss, you will be
I
grounded.
know it. Chalo.
So you better, you realize that there's so many boys in the world, you are nobody, I mean, so it was a great leveler experience, so I think I can never forget those experiences, the first 1 month of joining KGP, that was a great leveler. Yeah, I think there was some, yeah, Nikhil, you had,
Yeah, yeah.
you want,
So it was an enlightening lecture. I really liked it very much.
thank you.
A wonderful lecture. I think is it only restricted to the alumni, or maybe students also could have participated and they could have liked it, and also they could have been excited or encouraged by this lecture.
No, that's true, sir. But we don't have any mechanism to connect that. So
Okay,
I have
okay.
to,
In fact,
as
I
I
am
told,
from I am just from IIT campus now.
okay, sir. Okay, that's great, sir. We'll surely love if the students can join the foundation and the lectures. It will be great. It will be
Great.
great for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Siddhartha, are we recording it?
Yeah, we are recording it. It
So
is
we
there in the
can
YouTube.
circulate on the YouTube.
Yes, yes. We'll
Because
do that, and
Yeah.
also we'll request students also to join it. And there is a lot of things to learn from the seniors.
right,
I think
right.
some of the alumni, one of Ritam Roy, if you just connect to one of us, and you see the IIT Kharagpur alumni, they connect to each other in a very nice fashion and they help each other. So Ritam, wherever you are, connect to the Kolkata chapter. We will help whatever fashion. There is a message from you in possible for us. Sir, we have almost crossed the time limit. So I will request Sri Pankaj Singh, sir, our Vice President of IIT Kharagpur Foundation, to
Sir, I
for a
to just
okay,
tell,
please.
sir, actually, I'm actually currently in Kolkata now. I'm actually did my actually graduated in 2021 in electrical department. I did my MS in US and then came back to Canada actually. Now I'm currently working in artificial intelligence in a software company in Bangalore. But now currently I'm working from home. But actually, I'm just tell you just I just want to share actually one thing that like in my KGB days actually I was severely bullied by my roommates, and my family actually is torturing me for the past 15 years actually. Like it's not a joke for me actually. Like I already gone to many counseling centers, and actually I went to IT Delhi psychiatric ward and IT KGB psychiatric ward, and many such incidents happened actually. But like no one even bothered to ask me actually anything. But I'm actually just telling, like expressing my concerns only. Like even if you don't like do anything, it's okay for me. But just I want to express my concern that it was
Ritam,
very pathetic for me to like pass
Ritam,
the days actually. Yeah.
Ritam, we shall have meeting about you.
Okay.
You can meet us, okay, in the foundation,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
and
I'm
we
not
can
advocating that, Ritam, I'm not advocating that because there were, always a good thing can be done in a bad way also. So I'm not advocating that anymore because we have seen the bad effects of it. So I'm not advocating it, but I said it helped me at that time because it was really nice. It was done very nicely and a very friendly environment, and it But today I've heard that there are some horror stories, so I'm not advocating it.
Ritam, we are having our IIT Kharagpur center near the Shushrut Hospital. We have there one room is also there for the foundation. Please drop down any day and please connect to the Calcutta chapter president secretary. We'll surely help you out. Don't worry. We will help you out in the possible fashion. We'll do that. Don't worry. We are all with you.
Sir, like I was saying that how to connect with you, sir, like how to connect with you, like in my admin group, I have like
I think you have registered for this now. We'll connect to you. You don't worry. We have your mobile ID and email ID. So I'll connect to you. Don't
Sure,
worry.
sure. Okay.
I'll connect.
Okay.
So I will request now Pankaj Singh sir for a vote of thanks. He's from 1985 batch. I request Pankaj Singh sir, please.
Yeah, thank you, Siddharth. Bimal, you were brutally honest, I must say. It was a great session, very invigorating. Okay, so even your senior batches, now we are ending towards end of our career. It was really great to listen to you. Okay, and your efforts in Anukaran, that is really uncoronable. It should be, followed by us. Foundation is very much thankful to you for giving this lecture. And basically, you are working in a field like architecture, engineering, construction, and operations interface of that. And as you said, you are from EC, so you are creating a great communication between all these four sectors. So it's great, and we have been following you from the Qatar onwards. And today I came to learn that you have designed the tallest building in the world. So it's a great, this thing moment for us IITians that our guys are doing so wonderful things, and they are bringing in so much of joy and technology to the world. Then it has been, I'm also from that area. Okay, so from that field, so I'll be in touch with you for your advice and all. It's great, and the entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, it will be a great thing for them to, listen to you. So I have just suggested, Siddhartha, that we should circulate this recording of this on YouTube and others, so that others can also get benefited out of it. It has been, you said that you are interested in astrology. Okay, it's a really very much, one has to be very honest to get to that point. And actually, astrology, I also believe to some extent that astrology, if calculated properly, it works. Because many times you'll feel that, yes, there were bifurcations on the road and you took this road or that road or third road, it was because of your destiny. So thank you, Bimal. We shall be in touch. I thank all the alumni who have come here for this session. So I hope that you all have, learned something. You're going enriched. I thank foundation members. Raja is there, our president of the foundation, Raja Venkat. So Siddhartha is there. Abhishek, I do not see his name, but Abhishek is also there. So this team is, building up infrastructure infrastructure means, it's not physical infrastructure of collaboration among the students and alumni. So it's a great for the time for the foundation also to have you here. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed interacting with everyone. I'm blessed to have such great friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bimal. That was a very, very inspiring session.
Thank you, everyone. And we got to see so many friends. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a nice day.
After such a beautiful session, we should have one KGP ka tempo.
Hi.
KGP ka tempo.
Hi.
And KGP ka tempo. That's right.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Bye.